I'm going to do the preview of the number 13 Baylor versus number 12 Texas women's basketball game. And the game will be played on February 1st at 7:30 p.m. Central Time on ESPN/ESPN Plus. And I'm going to say this right off the jump about Texas. They do have two players that are currently injured, besides Roy Harmon. And one of those just missed last game with the hamstring injury, and I'm not sure on the status going into this game, as well as one player that's missed the last 4 games due to an ankle. So it's a wait and see on both of those players, and I'll go over those players in a minute. And don't be shocked if they do not play, or if they do play. The one that missed the last game with a hamstring injury was Madison Booker, number 25, 6 foot 1 inch forward. That's a freshman. 15.1 points per game, 12 foot 47 on threes, 71 for 84 on free throws, 5.2 rebounds per game, 4.7 assists per game, 3 turns per game, 1.4 steals per game, 2.4 fouls per game. And this time, Texas will have Taylor Jones, number 44, 6 foot 4 inch forward. That's a senior. 13.7 points per game, 0 for 1 on threes, 61 for 87 on free throws, 1.3 turnovers per game, 7.1 rebounds per game, 1.2 steals per game, 1.9 blocks per game, 2.5 fouls per game. Then one of the two good shooters on the team is Shaylee Gonzalez, number 2, 5 foot 10 inch guard. It's a senior, 10.4 points per game, 38 for 90 on threes, 18 for 20 on free throws, 3.4 rebounds per game, 2.1 assists per game, 1.8 turnovers per game, 1.6 steals per game, 1.6 fouls per game. Then there's Aaliyah Moore, number 21, 6 foot 1 inch forward. That's a junior, 10.2 points per game, 3 for 7 on 3. So don't consider her a shooter at all in terms of from the 3-point line. 41 for 60 on free throws, 4.9 rebounds per game, 1.5 turnovers per game, 0.8 steals per game, 2.1 fouls per game. Then there's Amina Muhammad, number 14, 6 foot 4 inch forward. That's a sophomore. 8.1 points per game, 40 for 66 on free throws, 5 rebounds per game, 1.4 turns per game, 1.2 steals per game, 2.3 fouls per game. And the other good shooter for the team on a consistent basis is Shay Hall, or Holly, Holle. I apologize if I butchered that. Number 10, 6 foot guard. That's a senior. 7.6 points per game. 17 for 49 on threes. 16 for 29 on free throws. 2.4 rebounds per game. 1.4 turns per game. 0.8 steals per game. 2.2 fouls per game. And the player that's missed the last 4 games due to ankle injury was Dayana Gaston. Number 5, 6 foot 2 inch forward. That's a senior. 10.1 points per game. 10 for 15 on free throws. 4.1 rebounds per game. 1.7 turns per game. 1 block per game. And 2 fouls per game. And I'll put the stats in the description below. And I apologize for looking down. It's just when I'm looking at the stats, it's just hard to memorize everything. Because I dare you to try if you criticize me on that. And I don't. I mean, somebody did that one time to me on an upset thing, but it's like whatever, dude. And this Khadijah Faye, or Faye, Faye, number 26 foot 4 inch forward. That's a senior, 6.7 points per game, 33 for 56 on free throws, 4.1 rebounds per game, 1.2 turns per game, 1 steal per game, 0.8 blocks per game, 1.9 fouls per game. And I'm not gonna even mention Senator Gray's on her stats. It's only based on 1 game all year long. And it's the truth. And there's Njekalenga Tanda. I'm going to spell that out, and I apologize for butchering that. Ndjakakelenga Mwenetanda. Number 32, 6 foot 2 inch guard. That's a sophomore. 5.2 points per game. 1 for 4 on threes. 20 for 30 on free throws. 2.1 rebounds per game. 1.1 turns per game. 1.2 fouls per game. And after that, it's just like players that don't hardly contribute. But I'm going to go ahead and cover my bases in case they do play, which I don't think they will. And Giselle Mall, number 21, 5'11" guard. It's freshman, 3.2 points per game, 12 for 26 on threes. She is a good shooter, but that's based on not a lot of volume, and she hardly plays. So 7 for 11 on free throws, 0.8 turnovers per game, 0.6 fouls per game. Jordana Cordio, number 13, 6'1" guard. That's a sophomore, 2.2 points per game, 5 for 8 on threes, 1 for 1 on free throw, and 1 for 2 on free throws, and 0.7 fouls per game. And the last player we're going to mention is Tiana Heron, number 8, 6'4" for center. That's a freshman, 1.5 points per game, and 2 for 4 on free throws. So obviously across the board, you gotta out hustle Texas, and you gotta make adjustments on the fly on both ends, not just from quarter to quarter, but possession to possession. I mean, that's the truth. And if you have a bad possession on defense, you gotta get over and get a good possession on offense, and vice versa as well. And we don't know how the officiating is going to be, because it's always it could be questionable at times. You just got to play through the contact, if anything else. And you got to stay composed. Don't get techs. Don't get flagrants, of course. But I'm just telling the truth about that. And as you could tell, Texas does have a lot of height. And it has some height. And they're not going to be exactly 100% just like last time. Though they have Taylor Jones this time. Unlike the previous meeting, it's just now they lost a few more players. And like I said, I do not know about those two players going into this game. And it wouldn't shock me in the slightest if they don't play. Or if they do play. I mean, it's a rivalry game, for one. And it's a top 15 showdown. And you got to make adjustments on the fly, like I said. Not just from quarter to quarter, but possession by possession, media break to media break, halftime to second half. Now, defensively, I would dare those two good three-point shooters for Texas to take long twos. I mean, make them take long twos instead of threes, and don't give them any clean looks, period, across the board. And I would dare to say you need to find a way to make it very difficult for them to pass the ball in the paint or even drive to the basket. Make it very difficult. And obviously, we don't know about Madison Booker, if she's going to play or not. But if she gets to play, you've got to do a lot better job on her than last time. Look at the numbers. Obviously, we want to force turnovers, just as many turnovers, if not just as many turnovers, or maybe even a little bit more than last time against Texas. That would really help. Of course, getting some rebounds would be helpful, especially to limit those second chance points, which, yeah, that's another thing. You got to limit them from the three-point line a little bit, but contain the shooters, contain the slashers. You don't want to let them live at the free throw line either. I mean, that's the truth. And you kind of try to do your best on limiting your points in the paint as much as possible. I mean, and obviously you want to limit the points out turnovers and transition points as well. I mean, that's the truth. Now, and maybe at times you might have to go to a zone defense. And I do not know about Marcin Bartley and why she's not been on the bench, but supposedly it's an injury. And I've heard of a rumor, which I don't want to spread. It might be an illness, but an injury / illness is definitely the answer why she's not been on the bench. I don't know what's going on with her, so whatever it is, it is. It's the way it is. You got to deal with it and step up from there. Now, offensively, you got to take care of the ball a lot better than you did last time against Texas. That's point blank. I mean, and you got to get good slot selection, pass the ball well, get more assists. I mean, and you don't want to limit their steals and blocks as much as possible. But you got to find a way to get to the... you have the quickness advantage. So, try to take advantage of your quickness and get to the hole. I mean, and don't look... if you're driving, don't necessarily look just to go to the basket just to pass. If it happens to be a pass, it happens to be a pass. But look at the rim. I mean, go for the shot. I mean, that's what has hurt Baylor in the past. The last 3 out of 5 games were losses. Because look at what happened. There, of course, you want to make your free throws count. If you get to the free throw line, you got to make them count. And hopefully we make more free throws than that Kansas State game and the last time in a big matchup like this. And I know we did the same thing. We made a lot more free throws against Oklahoma State. And that's helpful. And hopefully the 3-point shooting could be a little bit better than it has been recently. But it's all about shot selection. And I know we didn't shoot the ball good from 3, 26.1%. But look, if we could get to the basket, that's a whole different story. And it opens up the shots a little bit better. And I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if Texas decides, you know what, let's go zone. That's what's hurt Baylor in the past. 3 out of 5 games. But dude, under Vic Schaefer in the past at Mississippi State and Texas, he's been a man-to-man team. So I wouldn't be shocked and even pick up. So, of course, you got to limit your foul trouble on both ends. And you got to get them in foul trouble. Especially their bigs. If not their best shooters. And just make it easy and predictable. Of course, you want to shoot a really good percentage. Like above 40% or better. And make your free throws count. 16 out of 22. That's better. And I wish Asia Blackwell made more than just 1 free throw out of 6 last game. I'm just telling the truth about that. And after that first quarter against Oklahoma State, they were trailing 19-12 and they had 7 turnovers. They only turned the ball seven more times for the rest of the game. So you gotta screen well too. That's the thing. And granted, I don't know. I know Jay Walker last game kind of did something to her foot/ankle. So I hope it's all right going into this game. But she had foul trouble anyway, but we had other players step up. And hopefully whatever happened for St. Andrews in terms of off game for whatever reason in the losses in those last 3 out of 5 previous games, she does shoot the ball good in this game because usually when Baylor wins, it's above 40% or better, but if it's in the 20s, that's a problem. Obviously you got to have her step up. Jay Walker needs to step up. I don't know if she's going to play or not, but you get the point. And I would think so, but we have to wait and see. You got to have Darren Little Page Bug step up like in that Oklahoma State game. And I know she had a dud of a game against Kansas State, but I think that was just a one-off. So she needs to step up. Dre Edwards obviously needs to step up. Asia Blackwell. She had 19 boards last game. If she could do that again, that would be helpful. I'm just being truthful. And hopefully she could score more and make more baskets than just 3 out of 11 shots. That's the thing. You got to have Bella Foneroy step up from the bench. If not, it'd be a starter. Or even, it doesn't matter what role. Same thing goes for Jada Walker as well. Not Jada Walker. Yaya Felder as well. And honestly, it would be helpful if Danae Fritz would step up in the pinch as well. And I know she did in that Kansas State game. I know she didn't score, but do her role. And Jane Van Geinbeek, if she needs to play, she's going to have to fill in that role. And she did some, she's been playing a little bit more. And obviously, if Letty has to play, she needs to step up. But, do her role, which I don't know if they really want to throw her in the fire. She needs more. She's not ready. And obviously, you got to chin the ball on rebounds and you try to get some second chance points. And get some points on turnovers. Get some points in the paint. And show some toughness. And I know this might not necessarily be a tough team per se, but you gotta be tough enough, and don't let Texas go in here and dictate this game from the jump. You gotta show them we mean business and go out and push the ball. We have the quickness advantage. That's the thing. And I would try to use some shot fakes on the, I don't know about, on the big, like shot fakes and then drive, potentially. And of course, you gotta have good shot selection as well. And hopefully we stay out of foul trouble, and we turn the ball over a lot less from the start of the game compared to last one, or even less, for sure less than in that first meeting against Texas. Like I said, you gotta make adjustments on the fly, and this is a chance right here at a top 15 win and sweep Texas before they go to the SEC next year. In addition, this would help your Big 12 standings. Of course, this game helps either way for both of those teams, but Big 12 standings and NCAA tournament seeding potentially down the line. Because, as we all know, if you're a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament, you get to host the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament, and you also, in the Big 12 tournament, you get a double bye if you're a top 4 seed. So that's another reason why this game's important. Right here. So, yeah. And I'm just hoping that Yaya Felder does not foul out unlike last game. And you got to be smart about your fouls. And same thing goes for Asia Blackwell as well. You got to play good post defense. And make them fade away on jump shots. I mean, that's the truth. And you got it. And I would honestly back off of their bigs. If they're on in the perimeter, I would just let them shoot it from the cheap seats. I mean, and you got to come out with energy, play your game, take care of the ball. I mean, if you take care of the ball a lot better, and we take advantage of those Texas points out turnovers that really do well, and you got to stay resilient. If you're trailing or not, if there's like a run for Texas or Texas is leading, you just got to stay resilient. And if you're leading and you have a chance to get some separation. Of course, you got to make your free throws count, and you don't want Texas to get the free throw line a ton. And this Texas team is very beatable, and I know we're beatable too. But here's the point. Texas has not been the same since Roy Harmon's been hurt. And I know they've done better since our game with Texas, unlike us, but here's the deal. They lost to Oklahoma in Austin. They did. And they also lost to Kansas State barely, but we did too. I mean, by 3 points for both of us. Obviously, we just got to go out there, play our game, make adjustments, and stay out of foul trouble, get them in foul trouble. And we'll see on the officiating part, but either way, you just got to deal with it and move on. And I know for a fact that you could send up to 10 plays to the Big 12 if you need to. And I know it doesn't really help in pertains to this game, but during the game actually, but you get the whole point. I'm trying to make them better, and you just gotta find a way, hopefully make more threes than last couple of games, but if nothing else, get to the basket. If they can't stop it, they can't stop it. Or get to the mid-range, get some mid-range shots as well. And balance is key as well, and I would try to take away, make them ineffective, the bigs ineffective in the field. I mean, against Cincinnati, Taylor Jones was 4 for 11. I mean, and Aaliyah Moore was 4 for 14. If you could do that, that would really help. And they had double figures, and Aaliyah Moore had 16 points. But I will also say, 8 of those points were at the free throw line. Half the points. And of course, you want to get Shaylee Gonzalez in foul trouble, and you got to limit her as much as possible. Same thing goes for Shay Hall or Holly, but you get the point. So yeah, that's the deal about this and game here. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys later. On the road to 600 subscribers, of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more. So make money out this. Of course, liking video, comment video really helps YouTube algorithm. So more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well. So more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe button. It's free. Hit the notification bell as well. And in late game situations too, do not foul if you don't need to foul, and if you're up late, come up with big stops and get defensive rebounds. I mean, that's the thing. Out rebounding them would really help in this game as much as possible. I mean, that's the truth. And in general, when you take care of the ball and have more assist and turnovers, that really helps as well. So yeah,